Hello, Irish Nation. This is another episode of the Golden Domer Homer podcast. I'm your host, Robin Neighbor, back again with the Cub, Kenny Ball. How we doing, Kenny?
Good. 4-0.
And the prognosticator, Tyler D. What's up, Tyler?
We stopped the run, made Graham Mertz throw. We're 4-0.
Yes, sir.
Oh, my.
I like that little poem there.
Thank you.
Well, this week we're going to go ahead and look into maybe our only ranked matchup of the year with the way our schedule's been playing. And it's also going to be our only top 10 matchup of the year with the UC Bearcats. And we're going to go over what the Irish did right and wrong against the Badgers this weekend. So, Ty, do you want to lead us off?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it a lot last week. It was about making Graham Mertz throw the ball, and we did that, and I think he threw 4 picks. So, two to the house. Defense played great. Offensive line still got to get some things worked out. I thought Drew Pine did a fantastic job coming in when Cone got hurt. All around, good performance. Offense, defense, special teams.
Yeah.
Maybe, what do you think?
I mean, I'll double down on that. I just think the defense is what we thought they were going to be week one, and maybe it's not a practical thought to think that, week one with under new DC, everyone thought Notre Dame was just going to roll out there and play well. It seems like they're getting the pieces in place. I got a little nervous considering Wisconsin likes to run the ball, and Kurt Hinish was ruled out early yesterday morning. But next guy in, and the defense really did play well. My boy Cam Hart, he had 2 picks, didn't he? Or just one?
He had 2, and one of them was really nice. That one he dug underneath, great pick.
But I think there's still questions, like you said, on the offensive line. I don't know if Cone is mobile enough with how bad the offensive line is, and I think that's a problem moving forward potentially. Other than that, I think we saw a lot of good things, a lot better this week than weeks past. So,
yeah. No, for sure. And the offensive line was actually really, really bad again. That fumble by Pine, that was not his fault at all. The left tackle just let his guy go free inside, and he got drilled. But Kenny's right. Jack Cone does not seem to have the pocket awareness, or at least the mobility to feel the pressure at all, and he almost leans into it half the time. It's just he's just too easily sackable when he goes down real quick. I loved what Pine did. I'm not ready to just throw Pine in and say Cone's done, but a couple more of those drives where Cone just goes out there and 3 and outs and puts our defense on the – I mean, the defense had stepped up every chance they got this weekend, and we can't keep doing that to them and expecting to have 13 points or less scored on us.
Yeah, you can't keep them on the field all day and expect the defense to shut them out.
The other thing that I'll just say – I don't know what first drive or second drive, we throw the ball all the way down the field, we get inside the 10 and we run it twice with arguably the best tight end in the country. I don't understand that way of thinking. I did just look at the stats. Mayer I didn't even realize he had 7 receptions. It seems like that was a quiet 7 receptions. But man, Kevin Austin just continues to go out there and play well. Another great catch in the end zone yesterday. But fun to watch. They feel like they're turning the corner.
I was going to bring that up too with the play calling. It felt like at times we were just trying to run the ball for no reason. I really have no idea what those 2 runs from the 10 were about when you threw it all the way down the field. And he was spraying it to different receivers. He was hitting everybody, and
yeah, he was in rhythm too. And then you run the ball twice and what they throw on third down for like 2 yards.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't understand some of that. Other things, just kind of recap. I don't know when the last time Notre Dame had a guy like Tyree returning. He is a burner.
Yeah.
And that was as soon as he caught that, as soon as he took off left, I saw that hole, and it was like, oh, there he goes.
Yep. And then it was kind of weird. It felt like Wisconsin could have dove and maybe tripped him up, and they never dove. It was kind of strange. But definitely. And Jay Bramlett, he had that 72-yard punt yesterday. Stuff like that, things that you don't think about, immediately after the win. changes the game a little bit. So I think steps in the right direction this week.
And Kyron actually took a couple punts back. Not that he didn't get 20 or 30 yards, but I'll take 7-8 yards over a fair catch every day of the week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Special teams made a difference this game for the first time in years. So
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, and Dorr, 51-yarder.
missed the one. But he redeemed himself pretty well.
But you know what? I think back, and it just feels like Notre Dame misses those kicks all the time. And it's like we played for a field goal on that drive, and I don't understand that.
I agree.
Yeah.
It seems like when they go really conservative and it's like a 31-yard chip shot that he ends up missing it.
Yeah.
And it's the most frustrating drive of the whole game.
Absolutely.
Which I believe that was the same drive we went to the red zone and went run, pass, right?
They threw the ball every
and
time.
then he missed.
They threw it all the way down the field, got inside the 10, and tried to run it.
Handed it off twice. Yep. Oh, down goes Rodgers. All right.
Notre Dame was outgained, but you can't make the mistakes that Mertz made on the offensive side.
Right. When you're turning the ball over that much, it's not a real surprise that we didn't have as many yards. We took it away from them 2 times to the end zone, but 3 times we got the ball on a short field. So.
Yep.
Yeah. Good week overall. I think kind of moving on, if you guys are ready to put a bow on Wisconsin.
Yeah, I mean, I want to emphasize again, the offensive line has got to continue to improve. There were some times tonight where they were or this weekend where they were more physical, but again, there were just too many free rushers, linebackers coming through. It's rough, unexpected.
Yeah.
But
Joe,
Joe
the weakest link on the team.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, so just looking around at some Notre Dame opponents, only 4 of them won. Toledo, Purdue, Virginia Tech, and Georgia Tech all got wins. Florida State is 0-4 for the first time since 1974. USC got ran out of their own building by Oregon State. Stanford lost. Virginia lost pretty decisively to Wake Forest. Navy's 0-3. Wisconsin obviously lost to us, and then North Carolina lost to Georgia Tech, which I think was a pretty big surprise. And then, of course, Cincinnati on the bye week this week before they play us. Any thoughts on how the opponents look this weekend?
There's not a lot of good stuff going on with our opponents, to be honest.
It's turning out bad. I mean, Georgia Tech runs over North Carolina. That's those win-wins we talk about.
In Virginia Tech, their one loss being to West Virginia, who played Oklahoma pretty close. I mean, that's not a bad loss per se. So
Georgia Tech's only losses to Clemson, I believe, and although they
might be bad.
They got I don't know what's going on down there. Like you, Ty, I just going back to going through those. I mean, you can't say Florida State without laughing at this point.
Yeah,
it's kind of become a joke. It appears that the players may have actually quit down there. They've struggled.
Yeah. Rob, you're muted.
How about that linebacker that actually quit for Ohio State this weekend?
Yeah, that was a little weird. He tweeted at halftime, didn't he?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean,
Go ahead.
I don't know what's going on in some of these programs. It's like you lost to Oregon. You're not necessarily out of it, and it just feels like they don't know what to do because they've lost a game.
Yeah.
But Virginia got beat by Wake, I think.
Yeah, they got smoked by Wake.
Wake might be good.
Yeah, I mean,
they definitely have a good offense.
4-0.
They got a good offense. But yeah, I mean, impact on strength of schedule.
Yeah, bad.
It just keeps going downhill. But what can you do other than win the game ahead of you and just keep rolling?
Right. I mean, I'll take a 41-13 win on that game over anything a lot of the other big time teams did this weekend.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I mean, you just keep hoping the 3-1 teams like Purdue, Virginia Tech, and Georgia Tech keep winning and beat Cincinnati this weekend and hope they run the table.
Yep.
Thoughts? Got into a little bit around college football. KB, you got anything there?
I got a couple. I just want to say Vanderbilt is very, very, very bad.
Poor Clark.
I think Georgia had that game at 35-0 before you could even blink.
Yeah, I opened it up. It was 28-0 in the first 6 minutes, and I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, got to feel bad for him. USC loses to Oregon State at home. I mean, we talked a little bit about that. Couple other things. Iowa State, sorry, Bear, but that ship is officially set. It's getting bad down there. They're just pathetic. I got in here. Maybe next year, Jimbo. And then I just have Florida State. I think there might be problems down there that go beyond the football team. I don't know if you guys watch Game Day, but Kirk kind of talked about, like Miami of Florida. He was like, until you get a coach, a president, and an athletic director that are all on the same page, you're going to struggle. And it feels like that might be an issue down at Florida State.
Yeah.
And in some of these other programs. It sounds like it was an issue out at USC, but they're hoping Bone can fix it. But you know what we didn't talk about? We have a new all-time winningest coach in Notre Dame football history.
Oh, it's crazy.
I'll talk about that.
Brian Kelly. So that's exciting. But sounds like he's still on a mission to win a natty. So
yeah, I think that's a big thing for him. I think he can mic drop. If he wins a natty, he can mic drop and get his statue built. So
he wants like you said, he wants a statue built, and he knows he ain't getting one unless he wins a natty.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it feels like we're headed in the right direction. Let's try to hold on to Freeman here for a couple more years and see if we can
keep recruiting like they are. And
oh my goodness,
Saban retires soon.
Speaking of recruiting, it's things are heating up. We got ourselves another 4-star running back last week. Nice little commitment. That was a little out of nowhere. Not out of nowhere, but it was unexpected. Xavier Nwankpa is going to announce his top 3 this weekend. I completely expect that to be Iowa, Notre Dame, and Ohio State. And it sounds like Iowa and Notre Dame have actually made the push. Ohio State has fallen off, and that is from an Ohio State source. So not mad about that. Tobias Merriweather had another great weekend of football. He had another pick 6 on top of his 2 touchdowns receiving. Otherwise, we're sitting at a top 5 recruiting class for the next 2 years. Looking at it right now. So no complaints on the recruiting side right now.
Love that.
No, and it feels like that has heated up in the last couple of years. I know Kelly's back on the recruiting trail, so
yeah, Kelly's gotten heavily involved lately.
I think that's helping. Along with Freeman seems to be a pretty good recruiter as well. So
yeah, the Freeman effect is finally showing itself on the field, but the recruiting sector has been the Freeman effect heavy since he arrived. It's been great.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, you guys ready to talk Cincinnati?
Yeah, we'll see what they got.
All right. Cincinnati at Notre Dame this Saturday, 2:30 kick on NBC. Early lines got Cincinnati as a 2-point favorite. Second all-time meeting. First time was way back in 1900. A 57-0 Notre Dame win. Bearcats are 3-0 with wins over Indiana, Murray State, and Miami of Ohio. Luke Fickle. That's it. Fickle is Einhorn for those Bruce Almighty. Not Bruce Almighty. Shit. Ace Ventura. That's it. There's Ace Ventura fans out there. He's 38-14 in his 5th season. Marbles in my mouth there. Robbie, you had this as the hardest game on your schedule. What do you think of the Bearcats?
I mean, I think with the way our line's been playing and the way their defense is playing, it scares me a little bit. They might have the best or second best pass rusher we'll see all year. George Karlaftis from Purdue was pretty good, but this kid at UC is also very scary. I love their corners. They're going to get physical with us. Kobe Bryant and Sauce Gardner, they're something else. I think I highlighted them on our first podcast. Was my number 1 scary for the year. We'll see where Cone's ankle is, but I kind of hope we get to see Pine, who can move the pocket a little bit more. And even if it is Cone, I hope Tommy Reese moves the pocket around a little bit because they're going to be coming for us, and they're a good defense. Their offense doesn't scare me as much as it should, though. So we'll see. Kenny,
What do you think?
I agree with Robbie. I think they're really good on defense. You hear a lot about Sauce Gardner. He's probably top 2-3 corner in the game. You hear a lot about him. But ultimately, they weren't very impressive against Indiana. I don't know if you guys watched that game, but the first half they started slow. I'd like to see Notre Dame come out and jump on them early. Like you said, Robbie, not too worried about their offense. Hopefully, practicing against it for 2-3 years, Freeman kind of knows what they do.
Ritter has looked inaccurate too this year. He's not on point compared to what he's supposed to be as a Heisman candidate.
Yeah. I mean, highlighting the game. Ty and I will be there. I absolutely despise 2:30 kicks when I'm at the game.
Yeah. Give me another hour.
But I think it'll be a good time. Being from Cincinnati, a lot of people going up. I like the Irish. I love the early line. I would go ahead and sprinkle the money line. I know ESPN actually has us as their matchup predictor has Notre Dame winning. I would follow suit with ESPN there. I'll say the Irish by touchdown.
Yeah, so I'm kind of with you guys. I think the key is to jump on them early. You look at they're down 14 against Indiana. They're tied with Murray State at halftime, 7-7. They come out and they beat Indiana by 14, and then they go for 35 unanswered against Murray State. I think jump on them early, keep our crowd in the game. I think we'll have a good UC travel up there. I think we'll probably see, 7,500, 8,000 UC fans there. With it being so close and it being their first trip there since 1900. I think at the end of the day, our talent is better than theirs, and we're going to wear them down. I think it'll be close through the third quarter, but I think Notre Dame ends up winning by 10.
Yeah, I'm getting a little more hopeful as I think about it more and more, but Ritter has shown himself to be rather inaccurate this year, and Indiana really didn't make him pay too badly. I think our defensive backfield has a much better chance at making them pay for that. Cam Hart proved he's next to elite almost at this point. He's improving at a ridiculous pace. Every week he looks better. Run game and pass game, he can tackle, he can hit. I think Kyle Hamilton's ready to play on a national stage. I think the Irish might jump him and take him 42-24. That's where I'm sitting.
Dang. All right.
What I was impressed with, I remember Cam Hart now. What I was going to say, he got that PI call, and then I think it was either later in that drive or the next drive, they tried to run the same play on third and long. He jumped the route, picked it off.
Yep.
Stuff like that. You can tell that his head, it's in the game. He's just looking to make that next play. I'm going to go Ritter throws 2 picks this weekend. This is my bold prediction. 1 to Hart, 1 to Hamilton.
Yep, I like that. I like that call. That's a good call. I think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I was going to say at least a Hamilton pick. I didn't know who to pick for the other one, but yeah, I'm with you. I think we're going to turn them over a couple times.
Yeah, I was going to call second week in a row with 5 turnovers. That was my bold prediction. So
nice. That is bold.
I'll say on offense, I'll say Kyron Williams 100 yards with a touchdown.
And that's bold. You think that wasn't bold because of what you expected, but that's bold.
Yeah, I mean,
they had 3 rushing yards against Wisconsin, so yes,
right, 3. Take sack yards out though; it was a little bit better.
Yeah, I'll take. I don't have one for offense. I'm just going to take another special teams touchdown this week. Ooh. Whether it be a punt return, kick return, a block punt, we're going to see a special teams touchdown.
See, I was kind of hopeful we'd get an injury report before we got to this podcast because I don't want Cone to be out, but if Cone's out, my bold prediction is Pine throws for 250 and 2 touchdowns.
Was it his ankle?
Yeah, and it didn't look. It was an ugly little ankle injury.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it. I didn't know if it was his knee or his ankle.
They were saying ankle.
Gotcha.
They might. I mean, even if he's out, you think they would sit on something like that? I mean, your game plan's got to be different if you're Cincinnati's defensive coordinator between a Jack Cohn and Pine or Buckner who can play outside of the pocket.
Yeah, because I mean, I'd love to see what our offense looks like with Pine running it in the Cone style, with Buckner coming in as a change of pace. Because all of a sudden we can both move. We'll see.
Kurt Heinisch. Are we assuming COVID or do we?
They said concussion protocol.
Okay, so
yeah, so I think he'll be back.
He should be back.
So that's good.
You know what I'm waiting on this week is I want a Prince Kali sighting.
Yeah, he should be. Was he good to go yesterday?
He was good to go, but it was his first week off of what appeared to be COVID and whatnot. So not surprising, but I'd love to see him this week.
Absolutely. Well, I think we're all going with the Irish. Ty, you want to take us through the picks here?
Yeah, let's pick some other games. So Lane Kiffin facing his old boss in Tuscaloosa. Ole Miss at Alabama. Alabama's a 16.5-point favorite. Robbie, you're up first.
Well, I'm going to go it's a tough one for me, but I think I'm going to roll Tide and go with the Alabama squad this week. I think they're the strongest team in college football this year. So, yet again,
I'm gonna second that. Nick Saban doesn't lose to his old assistant.
Yep, I think he's undefeated against old assistants.
I think he's undefeated against old assistants, and I don't think this week's any exception. I think a lot of points. This game will be fun to watch because Ole Miss can move the ball, but I like Bama to go out there. They'll probably turn them over once or twice, and Bama can score too. So I'm going to go with Bama.
Yeah, I mean, how the hell do you pick against Alabama at home right now? It's 3 picks for Bama. Heading north, our opponent last week is at home. They're a 1-point favorite against Michigan. Kenny Ball.
Ooh, Michigan has looked good. I was not very impressed with Graham Mertz at all. Michigan could come out a little irritated after Rutgers hung around with them in the big house. I am going to go with the Wolverines and Jim Harbaugh on this one.
Yep.
Is that 2 for Michigan, Rob?
I'm going to second that, and for the 3rd week in a row, make my lock of the week in our picks here. It's Michigan. Michigan beats them outright. They're going to smack them around in Camp Randall.
Well, I am going against both of you. I think Wisconsin's going to come back angry. I was not that impressed with Michigan last week. I actually bet a lot of money on them to cover, and they didn't. Maybe I'm a little biased, but I'm taking the Badgers at home.
I can't believe you can pick a team that's got Graham Mertz running quarterback after watching that game yesterday.
Graham Mertz in his last 6 games has thrown more touchdowns to Notre Dame players than Wisconsin players. So
you both called me nuts last week when I took the Arkansas Razorbacks against perennially overrated Texas A&M Aggies, and we're going to be picking the Hogs again here. I'm not picking the Hogs. We're picking the game. Arkansas is going to Georgia. Georgia's a 19-point favorite between the hedges at home. I'm going to knock my pick out of the way right now and take Georgia. They just look really freaking good. At home. I think Arkansas might be caught looking behind. I think Georgia wins. I don't know if they're going to cover 19 points. That's a lot of points, but I got the Dogs. KB?
I got the Dogs. I did pick against the Hogs last week, but I'm going to do it again. Give me Georgia to win this one. Maybe closer than people think because Arkansas's defense has looked pretty good, but I'm going to go with Georgia to win this game outright. Or money line.
Arkansas is going to win this game by 3, and they're my super dogs of the week. So that's where I stand.
Love the pick. It hurt me a little bit to pick against my boy Sam Pittman. I mean, you look at that guy and you want him to win.
How's that chant go, Ty?
I don't want to do it.
Big Suey, baby.
Boo Pig Suey. A&M. Always good to pick against them.
I'll have myself. Right. I've got another super dog on the thing, but that is my super dog of the week to mark down. But I have another suggestion for people out there. So,
all right. Well, the boat was rowed directly into a glacier or something and sank as Minnesota lost to Bowling Green State last week. They travel to West Lafayette to take on the Boilermakers. Produce a 2-point favorite. Robbie, who you like?
It's tough, but I'm going to go Boilermakers. I don't like either team very much, to be honest with you. I think they're both kind of bad. But I'll go Purdue. I think Purdue wins that Big Ten matchup.
Go ahead, Ty.
I like Purdue, and they're my lock of the week. I'm out on Minnesota. Just lost to a MAC team. Yeah, they look good against Ohio State, but Ohio State's not Ohio State.
What's the spread?
2 points.
-2?
-2.
Yeah.
Boilers lock of the week. They get it done at home. They'll have that big drum. Can't beat them when they got the drum.
I guess David Bell's probably back too, off his concussion.
I'm assuming, yeah.
Yeah. So
give me the Boilers. I think the Boilers not only cover that too. I think they win by 2 touchdowns.
Might smack him in.
Well, let me just tell you guys a little something about Tyler's locks of the week. He's 0-4.
Not anymore.
Gophers. Let's go ahead and row that boat right down to West Lafayette.
That's a good bet. I don't mind it.
Let's hit that drum with the boat oar.
Yep. I love it. Break it.
All right. Moving to the ACC. Louisville's going to Wake Forest. Wake Forest is a 6-point favorite. Kenny Ball, who do you like?
Give me the Deeks. They've looked good. Believe they're 4-0. Like that, Clausen, their coach. Big fan. I think he's got them ready to play, and I like them to win this week. Louisville coming off two wins over Florida schools, but I like Wake to get it done in this one.
Robbie, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with my my alma mater. Let's go Cards, baby. I think they're gonna continue to surprise people, play better football than expected, and squeak this one out by a field goal or so.
I'm torn here. Louisville is finding ways to win, but I think Wake is better. It's at Wake, so I'm going to take Wake. I don't know if they'll cover that 6 points. I think they maybe win by a field goal. But I like Wake at home, just how they've looked so far this year. I think Louisville, I had them going under whatever their win total was. They've impressed me after taking a shellacking that Monday night against Ole Miss. But I do think Wake wins. Moving to their rival, Florida, going to Kentucky, 8-point favorites. Who wants to pick first?
I'll take it. It's right here. Penny ball. We're doing the same thing. Same idea right there.
Let's get 3 of those.
Buddy, this might actually be a hammer spot.
Yep.
Florida -8 headed to Lexington. That they're going to win by 17 points to 21 to 3 touchdowns. I don't think this one's even close. Give me the Gators.
I think the Kentucky defense keeps them in it for a half. It's second half, it gets a little out of hand. We'll see how it goes.
Pretty bad the last 2 weeks.
Their defense doesn't look horrible, but they fumble the ball a lot. They fumble a lot.
Chattanooga, and then they look bad. I mean, South Carolina is horrible.
Yeah. I like Florida big. I think 2 or 3 touchdowns.
All right. So, Kenny Ball, let's go over the picks for last week and how we did.
Oh, last week I went 4-3. Robbie and Ty both went 5-2. Let's see here. Everyone's super dog got him at least a point. Robbie's won outright, got him 2 points.
I thought so. I thought I had a good one there.
So now, year-to-date records, I am 14-10. Robbie 15-9. Ty, you're 16-8, still leading by a game.
I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you.
But our lock records, I'm 2-2. Robbie, you're 2-2. Ty, buddy, you got to get on the board with the locks. You're 0-4. And
Boilers are doing it. Boiler up.
Super dog points. Well, I'm just doing the if you cover, you get a point. If you win outright, you get 2. I've got 2 for the year. Robbie's got 2 for the year. Ty's got 3 for the year.
There we go.
So headed in, we're neck and neck. I got to figure it out a little bit with my picks. We did have some differences there, so maybe I can get back, cut into the lead this week.
But it's close all around. We're all over on our picks.
We're right there within 2 games, and we've really done pretty well. And in the games I've actually bet in college football this year, I'm doing very well, so I can't complain.
Yeah, my FanDuels are doing all right in college football, so I can't complain either.
So let's go into Superdog here. Robbie's already given us his Superdog. He likes the Hogs.
Well, you had another one, right?
I do have another one on my mind here.
What's that Arkansas number before we move forward?
Oh, it is
19.
Yeah.
19. All right.
Here's your other one, Robbie.
My other one I was looking at was my pick of Louisville, who's a 7-point underdog, as well as I think Ole Miss covers the 14.5 against Bama. I think Bama beats them, but I think they cover that.
Okay. I like it. In the SEC West, I go ahead and give you my Superdog, and it's Mississippi State +9.
Who they got?
Texas A&M. The perennially overrated Texas A&M Aggies. I'll bet against Jimbo Fisher every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
I agree with you. I don't like betting him. I'll tell you what. I am going back 2nd week in a row with the boys from Bowling Green. Give me the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers headed to East Lansing. A night game. Western +10. That team can score, fellas. They find ways to score. And so I think I like them to cover the 10 and keep it a lot closer than people think in that one.
And I'll give you one more cover. One more team that's going to cover without a doubt. Boston College at Clemson.
Ooh.
16-point dogs. His Clemson
Speaking of Boston College, how about Mizzou's coach just talking about how he was so against going to Boston and there's no recruits in Massachusetts and wished it was a regional game and then he goes up there and loses. I mean, you love to see it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love to see it.
With no Phil. Phil's out. Phil's hurt.
Yeah. You lost to Boston College with their backup quarterback and you do all that crying. I loved it. And then I loved what BC's coach said about, let us know. We'll come to Missouri.
Yeah.
Love that.
I like. All right. So, Ty, you already gave us your lock of the week.
World's largest drum is going to be banging as they destroy.
Which means I should reverse. I should fade you and take Minnesota in that game, which I did, but they're not my lock. My lock of the week this week, I got 2, but the one that's going on the record is UTSA -20 versus UNLV in the Alamo Dome. UNLV played well this week. I think they're probably a little overvalued from that. So I'm going to go with the Roadrunners. Got a big win in the Liberty Bowl this week. So I'm going to go with the Roadrunners to cover the 20 in that ball game.
I like it.
Let's see. Robbie, you gave us yours. You got Michigan going with.
I got Michigan locking against 1 point against at Camp Randall. So,
oh boy,
I think they beat them by a lot.
And Ty, like I said, you got Purdue. The other one I had circled as a potential play is Syracuse -4.5 versus Florida State.
And I agreed with you completely.
And it really has nothing to do with Syracuse. It has everything to do with how bad Florida State is right now.
Yeah.
The state of that program is just – it's not good. They already want to fire Norvell. I guess they'll be paying how many coaches?
3.
I mean, so on that, if he goes 0-12, fired, right?
Oh, if they go 0-12, he's got to go.
I mean, usually you give a coach 3 years. COVID year was weird. That was his first year, but Jeez. I mean, you lose to Jacksonville State at home. If they go 0-12 too, I'm sure that would include another Group of 5 school.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know how he keeps his job if that's the case. It actually wouldn't. Oh yeah, what, buddy? If he doesn't beat UMass, he's not even going to make it to 0-12.
He won't even make it to the locker room.
No, I mean,
UMass, they got to beat UMass. And man, they've got too many top 100 recruits on that team to not beat UMass. Like I could coach them to a win against UMass.
UMass is not good. But this will be on the pick'ems in 2 weeks. UMass versus UConn.
Oh,
we got
battle of the bottom. Battle of the dredges.
Some bad football teams. UConn, wow, are those two teams bad. So, yeah, we'll get that on there in a couple weeks. But other than that, I'm excited. Glad we're 4-0 headed into this game. And
let's go over the we knocked out some bold predictions there early, but let's recap those real quick. Kenny Ball said,
I'm sorry.
You said a Kyle Hamilton pick and a Cam Hart pick.
I did, and I said Kyron Williams 100 yards.
Those are your 2 bold predictions.
Those are my
Tidy said
I piggybacked on the 2 picks, and I took special teams touchdown as well.
I like it. And then I said we got 5 more turnovers on defense, and then offensively, I'm going Drew Pine 250 and 2 touchdowns if he plays. If not, give me a Tyree touchdown receiving again, I guess.
There you go.
So,
yep.
Yeah, that or maybe Braden Lindsey. I'll go Braden Lindsey, 60-yard touchdown, 60-yard plus touchdown.
Well, he's got to catch the ball in order to do that.
Yeah. Well, get it out there in front of him once or twice, too. Jack Cohn's behind him a lot.
That's true.
Not against Purdue, he wasn't.
No, that one was perfect. That one was
Purdue,
perfect.
He could have put that in his back pocket.
Yeah, it does seem obvious looking at it, though, that it was a Son and I situation. The way his hands came together after the ball hit him. And
absolutely.
And he didn't make the excuse, but
no,
Twitter made it for him. So
that's right. Yep, pressure Ritter, make him throw it all over the place, pick the ball off, and send the Bearcats home with a loss. Send them down 31 with a loss.
For all you UC fans, if you guys are listening, we're not going to School Field. We're going to Notre Dame Stadium. It's going to look a lot bigger than anything you've ever seen.
If you thought Indiana was loud, if you guys thought Indiana was loud, have fun with this one, baby.
That's a basketball school. It couldn't have been that loud.
And it's a little tiny stadium. So we'll see. Here come the Irish. I'm excited. I think Ritter gives us the ball plenty. Yep. Go Irish, and
beat
that
Bearcats.
closes out episode 6 already. So
yep. So beat Bearcats.
Yep.
Beat Bearcats. Go Irish. See you next week.